Welcome to Heartofeconomy. Sometimes in the markets, a move happens that's more than just numbers on a screen. It's the first chapter of a story about to unfold. Right now, Ethereum is in exactly that kind of moment. In the past 3 months, 3.8% of Ethereum's total supply has been quietly accumulated. And it's not retail investors doing the buying, it's the world's largest funds and ETFs. That's twice the pace of institutional buying we saw in Bitcoin's fastest accumulation phase. And now, Standard Chartered is projecting a $25,000 price target for 2028. But here is what's even more intriguing. On-chain data shows several massive wallets adding over $100 million in ETH in just the past 45 days, and their owners remain a mystery. Who are these silent players? Why are they buying now? And how could this accumulation reshape Ethereum's future? Today, I'm not just going to share the targets, I'll show you the forces behind them, the unseen connections, the risks, and the surprise scenarios that could rewrite the entire game. Institutional buying wave and the silent players. Standard Chartered's report is clear. In just a few months, about 3.8% of ETH's circulating supply has been purchased by large funds and ETFs. That means 1 in every 20 ETH coins now sits in long-term institutional wallets. Even in Bitcoin's 2020 bull run, institutional accumulation never reached this level. In other words, Ethereum is now outpacing Bitcoin's historical records on the institutional side. Picture this: a 4th-floor conference room in a Manhattan skyscraper, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, and a massive screen displaying Ethereum's on-chain data. The discussion isn't about daily price swings, it's about how to turn this asset into a reserve for the next 5 years. And many of these buys aren't even public. In the last 45 days, 4 large undisclosed wallets have purchased a combined $380 million worth of ETH. None of them have made a single sale. Those coins are off the market likely for a long time. Sharplink Gaming's $425 million ETH purchase is one of the few openly reported moves, but that's the visible part of the iceberg. Behind the scenes, there may be an even bigger, quieter accumulation operation underway. Who do you think these anonymous buyers are? A central bank? A tech giant? Or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll share my own theory in a moment. On a weekly chart, Ethereum had been coiling inside a massive, ascending triangle for months. Recently, it broke above the $4,000 level. According to the Markov accumulation model, that breakout could open the path to $6,000. On a larger time frame, this symmetrical triangle pattern points to $8,000. But charts alone don't tell the full story. On-chain metrics complete the picture. Glassnode data shows that ETH balances on exchanges have dropped to a 5-year low. Translation: the amount of ETH ready to be sold is at a record low. And thanks to EIP 1559, about 1,200 ETH are being burned every single day. That's not just price positive, it's a permanent reduction in supply. As Layer 2 solutions expand, transaction volumes rise, which means burn rates accelerates. Every new user makes ETH a scarcer asset. Think of it like a water reservoir. Even if demand stays the same, less water is flowing from the tap. If demand increases, the pressure on price shoots upward. Community euphoria, FOMO, and market psychology. In crypto, prices aren't just shaped by numbers, they are shaped by what people believe. And right now, Ethereum's community is in one of its most euphoric phases ever. On Reddit, X, and Telegram, a $25,000 target for ETH is being discussed daily. Some believe it could happen by September 2025. The more cautious predict $10,000 first, then around to above $20,000 by 2026. The boldest calls, $50,000. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is hitting both retail and institutional investors this cycle. In 2016, people laughed at those calling for $20,000 Bitcoin. 1 year later, they were staring at it on their screens. Today, I'm seeing that same smile aimed at Ethereum bulls. Don't underestimate the psychological effect here, market price and expectations. If the community collectively believes in $25,000, that belief alone can drive the demand needed to get there. Risks and 3 surprise scenarios. Of course, no rally is without risk. If the Fed unexpectedly hikes rates, appetite for risk assets could dry up. If US regulators classify crypto assets as securities, Ethereum ETFs could face roadblocks. A global recession or geopolitical shock could also dent investor sentiment. But sometimes a single headline changes everything. Here are 3 potential game changers. ETF approval. If Ethereum ETFs get approved after Bitcoin's, institutional demand could explode. Central bank reserve. If a country announces it's adding even a small portion of its reserves in ETH, market perception shifts overnight. Tech giant integration. If Apple or Google integrates ETH into their payment systems, daily usage could skyrocket. These scenarios may sound far-fetched today, but 2020 nobody thought Tesla would put Bitcoin on its balance sheet, and we all remember what happened next. So, to wrap it up, Ethereum is at a critical inflection point, but technically and fundamentally. Institutional accumulation, silent whale wallets, supply contraction, and community euphoria are all pushing in the same direction. A $25,000 target might feel far off today, but the market has a way of making the impossible happen. And this time, the story isn't just about price. Ethereum is becoming the backbone of global digital finance. Now, I want to hear from you. Over the next 20 months, does ETH hit $10,000 or does it race toward $25,000? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to see where the community stands. We will talk about the $50,000 Ethereum scenario and exactly what it will take to get there. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with anyone following crypto. Because here, we don't just talk about prices, we read the future of finance together. See you in the next time.